Hey everyone, and welcome to Hooked on Needles and Crafts. Today we're going to be doing a new kit that I got from Amazon. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, we are going to do a new kit. I'm throwing this in the mix just because I want to get this out for winter. I didn't get to get it out last year because I had so many kits already going on. I think I just got through a ton of kits during December. I still have one more itty bitty knit kit left to do that I'm going to throw in the mix. I started back up on Annie's, so I'm going to be mixing itty bitty knit kits with Annie's, Dollar Tree, and Frozen. I know it's a lot, but if I don't do it, I'm never going to get to it, and I really want to get this one out. So this one is a sister favorite. I saw the movie, she asked me to watch it, and I thought, yeah, it's a very cute movie. Obviously, it's like so popular. So when I found this kit, I was like, well, of course I'm going to have to do it. So if you comment below if you guys have this kit, we're gonna rock this. You can get this on Amazon. So I just actually signed up for a Amazon storefront. I'm realizing that I do several kits that I got from Amazon, and sometimes I'm able to link the item from Amazon. Sometimes I forget or whatever. So I figured if I just talk about my Amazon storefront, you guys will be able to find that in the description box below in these videos. Then you'll be able to find them yourself. So it's still pending, so I don't know when I'm gonna have my storefront approved, but once it is, the links that you'll click on will work. I don't know if they work. I haven't clicked on it. Alright, so you can make 12 characters from the movie using this kit. It's a paperback. They give you enough material to make Elsa and Anna. For all the other characters, you have to get your own materials. So let's kind of see what characters they have here. So there's 12. You can do Anna, Elsa. Oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't even say the names because it's been so long since I've seen the movie. I don't even remember. You guys, don't kill me on this. This is more of a sister movie. I kind of I watched so many things, legit, like I can't remember everything. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 9 10 11, and I think I'm missing one. They show characters all around the boxes, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Oh, they're all here. Which one did I miss? Anyway, alright, so let's open this up and start Elsa. I don't know how long these videos are going to be. When I did Nightmare Before Christmas, which is also a kit I found on Amazon, those videos were like 2-3 videos. I think the mayor took 3 or 4. I don't remember. Let's open this up. Okay, so you get your spools of yarn here. This is a lot of different colors. Uh-oh, maybe this is her cape thing. Embroidery floss, that is always good. Safety eyes. You got your crochet hook, and then you have your instructional booklet. So this is really nice. They have a lot, and for copyright purposes I cannot share the instructions with you guys if you want to make any of the characters on this in this kit. I highly recommend that you click on my link in the description box and use that and get the kit. My videos are mainly just to help with new stitches. I'll show you how to do new stitches at least 3 times. 3 times step by step. And you know what? In the Nightmare Before Christmas, they had stuff inside here. So stuffing's in here. Let's see what else. Nope. Yep, that's about it. Unless this thing has a... Oh, nope. Alright. So what colors are we going to be using today? We're going to be using light blue yarn. Got that here. Turquoise yarn. Here. Pale peach yarn. Ivory yarn. And then we have the light blue tulle and a pair of plastic safety eyes. It also comes with a metal needle. It's blunted, so it's not super sharp, but oh no, this one is sharp. Oh wow. Craziness. When I had the Nightmare Before Christmas one, they gave me a blunted needle. This one's sharp, so be careful. Safety eyes. Alright, I'm going to set this aside because we're not going to need the stuff in there. Okay. Alright, let's get to this. Okay, so let's start. It has us starting with the legs. We're going to make 2 of these, and we're going to be using the light blue yarn right here. Okay, and then we're going to be doing a magic ring, so let us learn how to do this magic ring. Crazy. It's a paperback book and I love it, but it won't stay open. Okay. Alright. What they don't give you in these kits, which I think is crazy. I think the Nightmare Before Christmas had stitch markers. Invest in these stitch markers. You can get them on Amazon. In fact, maybe I should link. I'm going to try to link the Amazon. I'm going to try to also add stitch markers to my storefront if it ever gets approved. And also the Nightmare Before Christmas kit, because that was something I did last year that I'm still working on, and it did very well, so I'll share that with you guys. Okay, so let's find the end of this. Now, if you need to speed up or slow down the video, there's a gear button in the corner. There's playback options to go fast or slow. If you don't need to hear me talk, you could always lower the volume on your device and click on the CC closed caption button. Alright, so I don't like when they do it like this, but oh well. Alright, so I'm gonna try. I'm not great at this. You have to kind of undo this knot that they have here. Okay, that wasn't terrible. Okay. And this one is usually the outside one. I like to grab the inside one right here. Does that do anything? I don't know. Sometimes it's easier to pull and it won't start spinning on you. But this is a large loop, so who knows. I also, let me see. I also like to put something in the middle. This is a huge loop, so I don't think that matters. But then I can kind of... Alright, so it's so huge it doesn't matter. Okay, well thanks. You can unravel this and turn it into a ball. If you have one of those spool machines, you can do that. I don't have any of that, so I'm gonna struggle. Alright, maybe I can hang this around my armrest. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna put this around my armrest and hope for the best. Okay, so let's learn how to make the magic ring. Alright, so what you're gonna want to do is take the end right here, and we are going to wrap around our finger twice. Okay, we have a little bit of overage here, so I'm just going to take my middle finger and hold it down just like that. Then I can take this opportunity to straighten out my strands, loosen or tighten them up as I need, because I want to take my crochet hook and I'm going to slip it underneath the 3 strands like this. Then I'm going to want to pull this back out. I'm going to take this strand, hook it, and drag it underneath these 2. So hook that strand right there. We're going to twist the hook sideways so that we can slip it under these 2. So slip it under those 2 strands like that. Then we're going to yarn over, which is taking the feeder yarn and putting it over the hook. Then we're going to take this strand and we're going to pull it through the loop like that. Okay. Then let go of your middle finger. Remove the loops off your index. And then we're going to collect some feeder yarn, because now we're going to learn how to do some single crochet stitches. So this is all round 1, by the way. All right. So we made the magic ring, and now we have to do single crochet stitches. There's a number next to it. That's how many single crochet stitches you need to do. And then in parentheses, there's a number. That's how many stitches you should have at the end of this round. All right, so let's do a single crochet stitch. You're going to stick your hook into the magic ring. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop. So you have 2 loops. Then we're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull this through these 2 loops, and that's a single crochet stitch. We look at the front here. This is the front loop, this is the back loop. We look at it on its top side. It kind of looks like a braid, doesn't it? All right, let's do another one. Stick your hook into the magic ring. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop. So you have 2 loops. Then we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through these 2 loops. And that is another single crochet stitch. Looking at it from the front, we have our front loop and we have our back loop. We turn it on its top, and you can see that it's starting to look more and more like a braid. All right, let's do this again one more time with you guys. Stick your hook into the magic ring. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop so that you have 2 loops. Then you're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through those 2 loops like this. All right. So now looking at it from the front, we have our front loops, we have our back loops. Turn it on its top side, and it looks like a braid. So now what I'm going to do, you guys, I'm going to complete the rest of the single crochet stitches. You can take this time to rewind the video as many times as you need until you can do single crochet stitches on your own. But again, when you finish round 1, just recount your stitches and make sure it adds up to that number in the parentheses. And then I'm going to show you how to close the magic ring. So the whole idea about the magic ring is that it starts with an open ring, and then you're going to close it to where there's no ring at all. So from here, we're going to overhand the hook. I'm going to hold the stitches down here. We can let go of the feeder yarn. We don't need that right now. You can set this off aside. You can hold it back with your middle finger. But we're going to focus on these 2 loops. So what we need to do is we need to close the ring, and we're going to do it 1 ring at a time. Because if we do it all at once, it's going to bunch and it's not going to look neat. It's going to be messy. So what we're going to do is pull this excess piece, and we're going to watch to see which one of these loops goes in first. So gently hold the bottom end here. Don't hold it too tight or else nothing's going to move. If you did your stitches very neatly, meaning you didn't split your yarn in any way, you should be able to pull this and it should go in. All right. So pull on this excess piece. Watch which loop goes in first. Okay. So this one goes in. We're going to pull this one out from the bottom end. So take that loop and we're going to pull that bottom end out. Meanwhile, this loop, it's going to start going in, and that's exactly what we want. So keep pulling this side out until that loop is completely gone into the ring. And then we're going to take our excess piece and we're going to pull it so that this loop disappears. So let's do that now. Pull it till it's completely disappeared into the magic ring. Now, if you look closely, we still have a little hole there left. So what I'm going to do is just pull the little bit of yarn stuck in there. We're going to pull in the opposite direction and a little up and pull. It's only going to move a little bit. Okay, so now it's closed completely. All right, so now we're going to take the feeder yarn, wrap it around our finger. You can have this, you can cut this excess piece shorter, not too short, but just more manageable. You don't really need much. You can do a 1/2 inch, an inch, but we're going to tuck this away anyway at some point. But what I want to do, as I mentioned, these stitch markers are very helpful to use. You want to take the stitch marker and you want to slip it underneath the front and back loops of the last stitch we made. So right there. And then you want to make sure that you're not splitting the yarn by accident. So you want to make sure that when you pull it, that you see a nice clear passageway. If you don't, it probably means that you split your yarn. But we're going to close this up, and then we're going to move on to round 2. Okay, so for round 2, this one is fairly simple. I don't really have to show you how to do any of this. This is basically doing single crochet stitches, but what I do want to show you is that when you do the first round, it might get a little muddy as to where to put the hook in first. So what you can do is use the stitch marker, and we're going to count back from the stitch marker the required number of stitches, and that's where you're going to put your stitch or your hook. So count them back, and then once you get to the last one, stick your hook into that stitch. All right, sometimes it gets squished after we pull it, so sometimes it's hard to see. This is a very light color actually, so I like that I can see everything, and I'm sure you guys can see everything in video. When it gets to the darker colors, it's just more difficult. All right, so this is where we're going to start our single crochet stitches. So go on ahead and do your single crochet stitches. I'm going to do the same, and then we're going to come back at the end of this round, and we're going to move our stitch marker to the last stitch we made, and we're going to move on to round 3. Okay, when you do these, make sure that you don't split the yarn. Sometimes the quality of yarn isn't the greatest, so it's easy to accidentally split through it with your hook. But you'll know you're in your last stitch when you get to the stitch marker. You can just put your hook right in the same stitch, and then we're just going to complete the single crochet stitch. I'm going to remove the stitch marker and I'm going to replace it under the last stitch we made. This is so that we keep up to date with where we are, so you always know where your last stitch needs to be. And in case if you forget where you are or lose count, you could always count from the stitch marker back and find what stitch you're on. Okay, so let's do round 3. For round 3, we're going to do some single crochet stitches. Then we're going to be doing this new double crochet bobble stitch. I'm going to show you how to do them. So we're going to learn 2 things: how to do the double crochet stitch and how to do the bobble stitch. And then of course the number in the parenthesis is the number of stitches you need to have at the end of the round. Wow, this is going to be very tight. All right, I'm going to be doing the single crochet stitches, and for this round it should be easier to spot where the stitches are because there's no scrunching or squishing of stitches from the magic ring. And once you've completed the single crochet stitches, I want to show you how to work the, they're calling it the 2 double crochet bobble stitch, and we have to do 2 of those. All right, so let's do that. Okay. One more actually. All right. So let's do the 2 double crochet bobble stitch. All right, well, we're going to kind of learn a double crochet stitch. It's just going to be a little different. So what you want to do is yarn over. We're going to stick our hook into the next stitch. All right, then we're going to yarn over and you're going to pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and I split the yarn. You see how that's happening? I gotta fix that. I'm just gonna pick that strand up that I lost there. All right, so yarn over. We're gonna pull through 2 loops, and we have 2 loops left. Then we're gonna yarn over, and you're gonna put your hook into the same stitch that we just put our hook in. We're gonna yarn over and pull up a loop. So now you have 4 loops. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 left on our hook. We're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So we have our first 2 double crochet bobble stitch. So 2 double crochet stitches are in here, but it ends up making 1 stitch at the end of the day. All right, let's do this one more time. So yarn over. We're going to put our hook where our stitch marker is. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to yarn over and you're going to put your hook back into that same stitch with the stitch marker. yarn over and pull up a loop. So now we have 4 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops. So now we have another 2 double crochet stitches that we turned into 1 stitch here. So that's about 2 double crochet bobble stitch. So when you count your stitches at the end, it should add up to the number in the parentheses. Now, as you see here, it's kind of curling in. It's doing a weird thing. And we have this excess piece just floating in the wind. What I want you to do, you guys, is I want you to flip this inside out. So just take the project and literally flip it, push it inside out like this. Okay. So now that excess piece, it's coming out from the inside here. And that's exactly what we want. I didn't cut it because I'm going to use this as stuffing, and I'm just going to put this inside the foot. Now, you can cut it shorter if it's too much for you, because what you don't want to do is accidentally crochet into it, because that's going to make it messy. So if you don't think you can keep this excess piece down and out of the way, I recommend chopping it down a little bit. And I want to apologize ahead for these nails. I have a nail channel and it was really long. Actually, I have it right here. It's, you know, very long, and I just chopped it off. I haven't had the time to get rid of everything yet, but you know, content creating, it comes with the business. All right, so let's remove this stitch marker, and I'm going to slip this under the last stitch we made. Right, so now we can start on round 4. Now for round 4, we're going to be switching to the peach, and there's a way to do that. It's in the booklet. And by the way, if you want to go by the booklet, by all means, follow the booklet. I just do it the way that I know how. That makes my life easier. It may not make your life easier. So always check the booklet if you don't like how I'm doing something. Okay. So for round 4, we're going to be doing a bunch of single crochet stitches, but we're actually going to do 1 single crochet stitch, and then we're going to switch to the peach. So actually, let's set up the peach because it's in this thing. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to pull this hook, and I want you to make this loop extra long. Okay, 1, so that we can remove the hook. We're going to need this. 2, so that it'll be a while before losing the stitch, unless you sit there and pull this forever. It's going to be a minute before you lose it. So set this aside. We're going to unravel this one here. Okay. And this one is just like the light blue yarn with how they got this. Okay. We need to set this up for the switch, the transition, and actually use the other armrest to put this. Alright, so what we're going to do is take our ring, pinky, and thumb and hold one end. Then you're going to take your index and middle and hold apart the other. Then you're going to pick up your hook. We're going to lie it perpendicular to the yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around to create this loop around our hook. You can easily slide this hook up and down. We're going to slide it down towards our thumb. Then take your middle finger and just hold it where it crosses so that you can let go of your left hand, because we have to collect some feeder yarn around our finger. You're going to want to re-pinch the end as low as you can go, and then slide your hook farther down towards your thumb, and then pinch it right where it crosses so that you can no longer slide your hook up and down. So from here, we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull the strand through the loop, and then I'm going to overhand the hook, re-pinch the end, and I'm going to push this knot towards my thumb, and I'm going to keep pushing it down till we can no longer push it down. And just to make this knot nice and snug, I'm going to tug on this end here just a little bit, and I'm going to slide the knot closer to the hook to give myself some room. We're going to remove this off our hook and set this aside for now. So that's how you cast on with the slip knot. I'm going to set this right there. Pick up your project again. You're going to put your hook back into that huge loop. Take your feeder yarn and just start pulling. Make sure the hook is in the loop. Otherwise, you're going to lose your stitch. Okay? Now, we're going to do a single crochet stitch, but we're going to kind of do partially part of it, and then we're going to transition to the peach. So take your hook and put it into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull up a loop, so you have 2 loops. Then I'm going to take my, I guess, pinky and ring finger and just hold this feeder yarn back. We're going to take the peach and we're going to slip it onto our hook. Collect some feeder yarn. Alright, so now I'm going to take the peach and I'm going to slip it through these 2 loops. And we just completed a single crochet stitch in blue. And now we can start with our next we're doing single crochet stitches in the peach. But what I want to do now is, reading ahead, it looks like we're not going to need the blue anymore. So let's get rid of it. Let's cut off about 1 inch or so. Okay. We are going to double knot this around the peach. Okay. So don't tie it tightly. You just want to tie it enough so that you secure the blue and you won't lose your stitches. And of course, because I have behemoth nails, this might be more difficult than for you guys. But yeah, double knot it, not tight, just loosely. Plus I think I cut this a little too short. Okay. Alright, it's double knotted. Is it nicely knotted? No, but we're going to tuck that in. You're not going to even see it. Alright, so pick up the project again. We're now going to work with the peach. And we're going to finish off with the single crochet stitches. Make sure that it your stitches add up to the number in the parentheses. And then we're going to move on to round 5 through 10, actually. So that's going to be fun. Alright, then I'm going to remove the stitch marker and place it under the last stitch we made. Okay, so now we're going to be doing rounds 5 through 10. So this stitch marker is indicating round 5. I want to get more of these. It's going to be round 6, round 7, round 8, round 9, and round 10. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, always double count. Okay, so for rounds 5 through 10, oh, this is very skinny. We're just going to be doing single crochet stitches. So that we know, we've been doing a lot of those so far. So what I'm going to do, you guys, I'm going to do the rest of this in silence. And then when we come back in, we're going to learn a new stitch on round 11. Okay, I have completed rounds 5 through 10. And now we're going to do round 6. So how did that even work out? We're going to do round 11. So we're going to learn how to do an increasing stitch. An increasing stitch is basically doing 2 of the stitch that they're asking you to do. In this case, a single crochet stitch. So put your hook into the next stitch. In this stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in this one right here. So do 1 single crochet stitch, go back into that, wait, did I put my hook into the right stitch? Yeah, just checking. All right, do 1 single crochet stitch, and then we're going to stick our hook into that same stitch, and we're going to do another single crochet stitch, something similar of those 2 double crochet stitches, 2 double crochet bobble stitch that we did, but in this case we're doing 2 separate single crochet stitches. So here's that 1 stitch, and out of it comes 2 single crochet stitches. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. We are going to be doing single crochet stitches. So at the end of this round, go ahead and check your stitch count. Make sure it adds up to the number that is in that parenthesis. And then we're going to move on to round 12 through 14. Okay, I want to replace my stitch marker under the stitch that I just made. Okay, so this is going to be around 12, 13, 14. So for round 12 through 14, 12, 13, 14, we're going to be doing single crochet stitches. Make sure that your stitch count is equal to the number in the parentheses. And then when we come back in, we're going to do a slip stitch. How is that even possible? We're going to do a slip stitch and then stuff it. This is so tiny. All right. So I'm actually gonna do this in silence, but I'm gonna leave the sound on, so if you end up hearing background noise, it's the television in the other room. Alright, so I'm actually going to take out all the stitch markers. We are going to fasten this off. They want you to do a slip stitch. So let me show you how to do a slip stitch. What you're going to do is go to the next stitch, put in your hook. Okay. And then we're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all the loops off your hook. And that's a slip stitch. And then what we're going to do is, I'm going to leave, I'm going to cut about 1 inch or so. Wait, let me just read ahead for a second. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to cut about 1 inch or so. And we're going to fasten this off. So yarn over. We're going to pull this through the loop, pull all the way out. Then we're going to pull on this to tighten that loop, turning it into a knot. Now it says that we are not stuffing the foot, but we're going to stuff the leg. We don't need to see me doing that because I'm going to struggle in life, as you may as well. So take this opportunity to stuff your leg. It looks like they kind of spiraled it and then put it in there. You know, you can use your crochet hook to push the stuffing down. But do that. Look how cute this is. I'm going to make the second one off camera, and then we're going to come back in and do the body and head. Alright, so I have both legs. We're going to do the body and head, which is crocheting these together. We're going to cast on with the slip knot. So again, second time with your ring finger and pinky and thumb, hold one end, index and middle, hold the other. We're going to take our crochet hook and lay it perpendicular to the yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around to create this loop around the hook. You can slide your hook up and down the yarn, slide it down towards the thumb, and take your middle finger and hold it where it crosses so that you can let go of your left hand. Then gather up some yarn, repinch the end, move your hook close to your thumb, and then pinch where it crosses so that you can no longer move your hook up and down. We're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through the loop. Then we're going to overhand the hook, repinch the end, and you're going to push your knot towards the thumb. And then we're going to pull the excess piece out just to tighten up that knot a little bit more. And then slide your knot closer to your hook. Right? And there you have it. All right. So we are going to join the legs and do single crochet stitches around. So what I'm going to do is I want to just make sure that my legs are facing the same way. You don't want your one foot to be this way, another foot to be this way, and put them together. That's going to look silly. Make sure that they're facing the same way. And then I'm going to take a stitch marker, and I'm just going to mark where I'm going to join it. Okay, so you want to put it through one stitch on one leg and then through another stitch on the other leg, just so that we have it marked. Then we're going to take this and we're going to do single crochet stitches. So let's join this with the slip knot first. So take your hook. I wish it told us, do we have to face it in the front or the back, or it doesn't matter? let me see first. Okay, I wish you could see. Let me just double check to see if it tells you how it should be facing. All right. We're going to have the toes facing away from us. I'm going to put the hook in where the stitch marker is on both legs. Okay. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop all the way through. Then I'm going to do a chain. So how to do a chain is yarn over and pull through the loop, and that's a chain. Alright, so now we're going to do single crochet stitches. So make sure that you make the number of crochet stitches that's in the parentheses. You can use the highlighted figure reference to look at the pictures. There is text on the left of it if you want to look into that, but I'm going to go ahead and do these single crochet stitches. Okay. I'm going to remove this stitch marker in the middle. And then I'm going to place this under the last stitch we made. Then we're going to do round 2. remove the marker, put into the last stitch we made. Alright, so now we're going to do round 3. Alright, so we've got a bunch of stuff that we written here. We're going to go by section, which is everything in between commas. So we're going to be doing single crochet stitches. We're going to learn how to do half double crochet stitches, back to single crochet stitches, slip stitches. Oh wow, this is crazy. Let's just start with the single crochet stitches. Alright, so let me show you how to do a half double crochet stitch. You're going to yarn over. We're going to put our hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over again and pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Alright, let's do another one. Yarn over. Put your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over. Pull up a loop so you have 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Alright, so next we're going to go back to doing single crochet stitches, and then we're going to do slip stitches, okay, and then we're going to do single crochet stitches, and then half double crochet stitches, and then we're going to end with single crochet stitches. Totally overstuffed this leg because it's thicker and it's stretched out. Okay. Let's do round 4. So now we're going to be doing something new. There's BLO, which stands for back loop only. And we have a bunch of comma stuff here. We're doing single crochet stitches, half double crochet stitches. So before, when I had discussed the parts of the stitches, I said that this is the front loop and this part is the back loop. We're going to be using the back loop only. So what we're going to do is, all right, let's do our single crochet stitches first. You're going to stick your hook into the back loop only. So you're going to split this braid here. We're just going to put the hook into the back loop only. See, and the front loop is just left there. So rather than go under both loops like we've been doing, we're just going to go under the back loop. Right? So do your single crochet stitches. Again, split that braid, put your hook into the back loop only. Do your single crochet stitches. One more time with you guys. Into the next stitch, split that braid, stick your hook through the back loop only, and do your single crochet stitches. Now I'm just going to go around and complete the rest of the single crochet stitches. And then we're going to be doing half double crochet stitches. Same back loop only. So this is probably where we're going to be attaching the skirt of the dress. Oops, I didn't half double crochet that. And then we're going to do the remaining single crochet stitches back loop only. All right, remove the marker, put it under the last stitch we made. Right, now we're going to do round 5 and 6. So for 5 and 6, we are going to be doing single crochet stitches. So let's go around and do that. It's just 2 rows, so I might not need this. But we're going to go back to putting our hook under both loops now. Okay, this isn't conditional where they want you to put it in BLO. So let's just put our hook under both loops like we normally do. Okay, place the marker. And we're going to do round 7. We have a bunch of stuff, single crochet stitches. All right, sorry about that. I accidentally stepped on the off button for my light. All right. Where did I leave off? Okay, so we're going to do single crochet stitches, increasing stitches, single crochet stitches, increase. Okay, so this is stuff that we've already learned in the video. So just take it section by section and make sure that the stitches add up to the number in the parentheses. Okay. So after that, we're going to do round 8. Now we are changing colors at the end of this, so I'm going to not do the last single crochet stitch, but let's read this. Okay, so we have some back and forth between single crochet, half double crochet, some slip stitches, so it's a little all over the place. But yeah, take it section by section, and again I'm going to stop at the last single crochet stitch because we have to transition to the light blue yarn. So let's first replace our stitch marker. Okay, and let's start this. Oh crap, I didn't. So just hold up, I said that I wasn't going to do the last single crochet stitch, and what did I do? I did it. So in case you did it too, I'm going to just pull slowly the yarn. I can put my hook back into the last stitch there. So here I have one more left to do. I'm going to pull this apart and pull it, I mean, out. And then I'm going to get my blue again. I'm running out of arm rests here. Alright, let me just gather up some blue. Alright, we're going to do a slip knot. So we're going to do this again, and the more you do these, kind of faster you end up getting doing them. You can rewind back in the video if you need to see how this is done, but pretty straightforward. Okay. And we're going to put this back and tighten up that loop. Okay, then we're going to start the last single crochet stitch with the turquoise. Okay. Then I'm going to switch to the light blue. Let me just read this back to see if we are going to be changing back to turquoise. Let me just double check. Right, we're not. So I'm going to cut this and we're going to tie it around. The light blue. Again, you don't need to tie it too tightly, you just need to secure the yarn so that you don't lose the stitch. Okay, I'm going to replace my stitch marker under the last stitch we made. Right. Then we're going to do round 9, and again we're going back to the back loop only. Alright, so now we have something a little interesting. We have a single crochet stitch 2 together, and then we have single crochet stitches in a bracket, followed by a number of times, and then of course we have the number of stitches in the parentheses. So what this means is we're going to repeat whatever's in those brackets as many times as the instructions tells us to. Okay, let's learn how to do single crochet stitches together. So first let me just double check the instructions to see if they use 1 loop or 2 loops. All right. So let us do round 9, back loop only. Oh, yeah, why am I saying 2 loops? It's back loop only. So it's 1 loop. All right. What you're going to do is we're going to split the braid and you're going to stick your hook into the back loop only. We're going to yarn over and you're going to pull up a loop. Then you're going to go into the next stitch over, stick in your hook, back loop only, yarn over and pull up another loop, and then we're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So this is kind of like a decreasing stitch without them saying that. So once you do that, you want to do your single crochet stitches back loop only. So let's do that now. Right, so let's do another we're going to do another single crochet 2 together. So stick your hook into the back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, stick your hook into the next stitch over, back loop only, yarn over and pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops. Then we're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. And then we're going to do the remaining single crochet stitches. Replace your stitch marker. Okay, so we have to change to the pale peach. I didn't read ahead that time. Alright, I'm just going to stick my stitch marker back into that last stitch from the previous round. Okay. I'm going to take out one of the single crochet stitches that we did because I forgot that we have to switch to pale peach. So here we have that blank one here that we didn't do yet. Pull this out. We're going to get the peach yarn. I'm just going to get some of that. Okay, we've done this so many times already, so just going to cast on with the slip knot. Alright, so let's start this single crochet stitch back loop only with the light blue, and then we're going to change to the peach. Okay, and I don't think we're going back to the light blue, so I'm going to cut about an inch or so. And I'm going to tie this around the peach. Okay, replace the marker under the last stitch we made, and then we're going to move on to round 10. Okay, so now we have a new stitch here in brackets. So it's the same as round 9, except we have a different type of stitch. So INVDEC is called invisible decreasing stitch. And so let me show you how to do that. So now we're back to, well, we're not back to normal per se yet. So this is how you do an invisible decreasing stitch. You're going to stick your hook under the front loop only. We're going to use the front loop only this time for this stitch. So come up from under the next stitch, and we're going through the front loop only. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop so that there's 2 loops. Then we're going to go into the next stitch. We're going to come up under and go through the front loop only like that, and we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull up a loop. So now we have 3 loops. Then we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 3 loops. So it's similar to number 9, except 1, instead of using back loop only, we're doing front loop only. But yeah, it's making 2 stitches into 1. So after we've done that, we got to do a single crochet stitch. And then we're just going to repeat these brackets. So into the front loop only, come up from underneath, go through the front loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, then again in the next stitch, come up from under, front loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then do your single crochet stitch. Then I'll show you how to do this invisible decreasing stitch one more time. So from underneath, stick your hook into the front loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, so you have 2 loops, into the next stitch, come up from under, go through the front loop only, yarn over and pull up a loop, so you have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Alright, so I'm just going to finish the rest of this, and then it says to stuff the body, so we're going to do that. I'm going to replace the stitch marker. And then I'm going to get some stuffing and we're going to stuff this. Okay, so now, I just made a knot in here. So now we're going to do round 11. We have another bracket similar to 9 and 10. So let's complete that and then just make sure that your stitch count is the same at the end of this instruction. But it's invisible decreasing stitches and single crochet stitches. Now, one tip I have to tell you with these invisible decreasing stitches is that it gets harder as your project gets smaller, and if you want to avoid huge gaps like this, you have to make sure that your loop in the beginning is as tight as it possibly can be without being too tight. So I'm going to try doing this invisible decreasing stitch without stretching this initial loop all the way out. So that's gonna, see, that's a decent pull. It's not too long. All right. Replace the stitch marker. And as it gets smaller, you can see that it's a lot harder to control. Okay, let's see what the next page says. All right, so now we've done the neck, where it looks like we're doing the head. I want to try to fit all of this in here because she's got a lot of stuff going on in these instructions, so I want to try to get this done. But for round 13, we're going to be doing increasing stitches. All right. So let me just, I feel like this is gonna take a lot. I think maybe this should be a stopping point because we are either near, before or after the 2-hour mark, and we still have 14 through 21 to do. Right. Actually, I did look at how much time we have left, and I actually have about 30 minutes. So let's just press on. The more we can do, the better. All right, we just did increasing stitches on round 13. So round 14, we have brackets, and we're alternating single crochet stitches with increasing stitches. So let's do that now. Oh no, I dropped my yarn. This yarn. Just getting more yarn to work with here. I got a lot more. Okay. Jeez, texture hair everywhere. All right. Replace the stitch marker. And now we're going to do round 15. So this time we have alternating single crochet stitches, increasing stitches, and back to single crochet stitches. So let's do that now. Okay. Place the stitch marker. All right, so for rounds 16 through 18, 16, 17, 18, we're going to be doing the same single crochet stitches. So let me just do that in silence. I think we'll be able to finish the head, but yeah. All right. So now I did rounds 16 through 18. We're going to do 19. And we've got a bracket, alternating invisible decreasing stitches and single crochet stitches. So let's do that now. All right. So from here it says attach safety eyes and stuff the neck. Let's see, she definitely has like a mouth, right? Or does she not? Let me just check real quick because I like to do everything. Yeah, she has a little mouth, and I like to do everything before closing it up. Sound like a surgeon, right? All right, what we're gonna do is pull this out. Now we can work with this and not worry about you know, unraveling. Okay, lay this down to where the feet are up. We're gonna place her eyes in. I normally don't use these, but I have a feeling, like, because I don't want to give safety eye characters to little kids, but I have a feeling this might not go to a little kid. I might keep this or I might give it to my sister, although she acts like a little kid sometimes, so. Anyway, we're going to attach the eyes, and it does tell you the rounds, so I guess we can count back the rounds here. Okay, so we're going to attach these eyes, and it tells us the number of stitches apart. What I always mess up on, though, is the middle. You want to find the middle. And, okay, so I think I've found the middle. And I'm just going to put the eyes in. Now I found with these, they're so narrow that they slip through, so try to pierce the yarn so that it doesn't go straight through. I forget what character I was doing, but because the eyes are so narrow, it went right through the face. So here you see I'm like splitting it. Okay, just want to split that up and then put the backing on. Okay. All right, then we're going to put the other one. And again, we're going to try splitting the yarn. Okay, and while we're here, our eyes, I think, are a little too close together. Ugh. Darn it. Oh well. I'm going to sew on a little mouth. Okay. So take out, be careful with the needle, it is sharp. I don't know why they give you a sharp needle. Very unnecessary. Because I have it here somewhere. I have a needle somewhere and it's blunted. It's not sharp at all. Anyway, let's get some of this black. Oh my goodness. What's happening? Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, detangled that mess. I grabbed just a strand from the embroidery floss. It's made up of 6. And it looks like she has a very thin smile. So I'm just going to thread this up and we're going to make her mouth. I'm sure there's like instructions on how to sew it. Oh, no, it doesn't. But it actually says it needs to be 2 strands. So we're going to double this up. We're just pulling this down here. So we have 2 strands. Okay. We're going to come in from one end here. Again, be careful because this is not a blunted needle. It's sharp. I'm going to leave some here to tie a knot. Then I'm going to go in on the other side here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here and we're going to go through the middle, a row down, oops, and then we're going to go through the mouth, back into that same spot, and pull, so that we get this smile look. Okay, Then I'm going to flip this inside out, and we're going to tie this together. And then you can just cut this, and then we're going to stuff it. I wish I did the eyes wider apart, but you know. Alright, so I got a little bit of stuffing in here. Wait, let me actually, there's nothing at her neck. I'm going to put some in her neck. Okay, putting stuffing in her neck is going to stiffen it up so she can hold her head up, because the head is a little exaggerated and big for the neck. So we need something here to definitely hold it up. Okay, and then we're going to continue the remaining 2 rounds. Right, so now for round 20, we have brackets, alternating single crochet stitches, and invincible decreasing stitches. So try not to crochet into the stuffing, because it'll pull out and then you're going to be able to see it. It's going to look messy. Okay. Replace the stitch marker. Now this one's not going to be entirely fun. This is all invisible decreasing stitches, so it's just going to get a little tougher. Let me stuff this just a little more. Okay. Alright, so we're doing invisible decreasing stitches all the way around. I'm going to remove the stitch marker so it's out of my way. So I know I just got to do one more invisible decreasing stitch. Alright. So now we just have to fasten off. So I'm going to do about 2-3 inches maybe. I don't know. We're going to fasten off, so yarn over and pull through the loop all the way out. Then I'm just going to take my needle back here and we're going to sew the opening closed. So I would just go through the front loops only. Once you're all the way around, pull it tight, and then find your moment to tie your knot. Okay, then I'm going to go through one end and be careful, this is sharp. Go out the other side, any random spot. Pull this through. We're going to cut it flush. And then you can just squeeze it to make that disappear. My eyes are bulging out for some reason. Just pop them back in. Okay, so we have the body and the head. Okay, and then when we come back in next video, we're going to do the skirt, the arms, all that other jazz. Comment below, let me know how it's going. Alright. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching. This is Hooked on Needles and Crafts. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.